our Astrological Overview for 2020 with our first speaker, Kristin Fontana, from KristinFontana.com. Her topic is Saturn in Aquarius. Kristin had a life-altering experience when she met her greatest life teacher, Jeffrey Wolf Green. Kristin is a teacher, author, lecturer, radio host, and educator with the Jeffrey Wolf Green School of Evolutionary Astrology. Welcome, Kristin. Please unmute and begin your presentation.
Thank you, Linda. Upon entering 2020, we approach a historic astrological alignment, a rare Capricorn stellium that is already in motion and increasing in intensity. Saturn in Capricorn will form a new phase conjunction to Pluto on January 12, 2020, symbolizing a new chapter in your soul's evolution. The question now is, what in your life has run its course? What no longer supports your soul? Where is the rub and the source of irritation? If you live in California long enough, you know an earthquake is coming eventually due to living near the fault lines. The same feeling is true now for all of us on the planet. An earthquake of sorts is coming because it's time. Saturn will progress on through Capricorn and enter the sign of Aquarius on March 22, 2020. However, Saturn will only be in Aquarius for a little over 3 months before re-entering Capricorn in cardinal fashion on July 1st. Saturn will then again not re-enter Aquarius until December of 2020, giving you a little over 3 months to get a taste of this coming Aquarian influence. With Saturn in Aquarius on the horizon, it carries an energy of anticipation. Similar to how an animal can feel that earthquake long before it strikes, something is destined to change in your life. In some cases, radically so. Over 30 years ago, the founder of VA, Jeff Green, wrote a book called Uranus, Freedom from the Known. That was in 1988 when it was released. I will share an excerpt here to see if any of this foretelling resonates for what we are all experiencing now. He writes, as we move ever closer to the famed Aquarian age, new and different social structures and laws will necessarily evolve. The danger of the era that we all currently share lies in extremism and in sectarian moral and religious philosophies that attempt to control, dominate, or suppress ideas or views that are different from the extremist agenda. The Iranian liberation of our times, collectively speaking, will involve the enlightened awareness that reflects the principle of unity and diversity, not unity and sameness. As the age of Pisces mutates into the age of Aquarius, an opportunity exists to break free and liberate from history repeating itself. The human species is on the verge, once again, of radically altering its existence. We are all in the midst of another and accelerated technological and scientific revolution that will ultimately impact on every aspect of individual and collective life. You can see here the chart for Saturn entering the sign of Aquarius in March of 2020. And as we all know, when we're moving around the zodiac from Capricorn to Aquarius, the energy is dramatically different. The energy of Saturn or Capricorn carries a more serious, limiting, dogmatic, repressive, in some cases, energy. We're all experiencing this extreme now, culturally, politically, collectively, and it does feel very much like history repeating itself. With Saturn moving into the sign of Aquarius, it's going to be like a jackhammer to cement, as Jeffrey used to say. Old models will not be able to sustain themselves. There will be a revolution of sorts, and we're all a part of it. We are all experiencing history in the making, and we are in a transition. With Saturn and Aquarius, it's really preparing us for when Pluto moves into Aquarius in a few years down the line here. So for all of you listening and tuning into your own lives and the nature of your soul and what it is that you're doing on this planet at this time, you are going to be feeling an anticipation of change. You're going to be thinking a great deal about what is it that I need to change in my life in order to support what I feel my soul has come here to do. I've spoken in other webinars about the nature of the fingerprint that we all have. Just like the soul, no two fingerprints are alike. And most people will deviate from that fingerprint, that individual mark that we all have, in order to survive, in order to protect ourselves. It takes a lot of courage to honor and own, embrace and accept our natural design if it goes against consensus models, because of the fear of judgment, because of other people not understanding us, being able to align with us. So it does take courage to stand on your own if necessary, which is very much a Aquarian phenomena. It also will involve people aligning with others of like mind, joining forces with others with the same belief system, or the same ideas and understanding. I love what Ryan was singing about, returning to the nomadic life. That's such a Sagittarian word and a natural word. Nomadic, natural, organic, authentic. And your Aquarius energy will allow us to break down old structures so our natural magnetism, our natural energy can emerge. So our signal that we send out to the world can be received without static. Okay, so can I see the next slide? Now, this visual is a little off. I'm seeing this from other people in the chat, and it's not super clear, but I'm going to do my best with this. What you see here is an image of the root chakra. And the root chakra is an energy center at the base of your spine. We do have 7 chakras. The first chakra being at the root and the base of your spine. And we've got 3 layers of the root chakra. Every chakra is ruled by a specific planet. In this case, we've got Pluto at the center of the root chakra, which is your soul. Overlapped with that layer is ruled by Uranus, which is a ruler for Aquarius. Uranus is your vibration, the soul's vibration, what you emanate to the world, the signal that you send out, like a song. The outer ring is ruled by Saturn, which is the layer that protects you, that allows you to defend against other things that you fear or feel may cause you harm. It's a way of protecting your soul and your center. And depending on how much any soul is repressing or resisting will dictate how thick that outer ring becomes. If somebody's out in the world in a very Aquarian way and they're resisting nothing, that outer ring is going to be very thin. If you are repressing a lot, resisting, and you are falling prey to the conditioning or your upbringing, that outer ring is going to be very thick. The goal here is to eliminate the layers of holding, the resistance, to slip out of old clothing, so to speak, so more of your essence can be emitted. And Saturn in Aquarius, Saturn being that outer ring, being transmuted into an Aquarian vibration is going to allow more of that, whatever has become crystallized, to fall away. Whatever has been conditioned to be removed. Because at the end, of this journey, nothing is going to be more important than whether you honored what it was that your soul came here to do. Did you give? Did you share? Did you include? Or did you separate and exclude? Did you follow the norms? Did you follow consensus? So with this transit of Saturn into Aquarius, it will allow you to honor, to actualize your individuality in the world, joining forces with who you inherently are, joining forces with your soul, aligning with others that are doing the same, and coming to remember again who you are and how you were created, and celebrating that. This is such a Uranian image here. It's all over the place. Hopefully you can see it clearly. Here we go. That middle layer is Uranus in nature. So the electricity that you're seeing coming out of that core of Pluto can be felt in the world as well, whether it's through storms or earthquakes. Maybe there are sudden events that are occurring in your own life as well. So I'm waiting for this slide to come back. Here we go. So the goal for all of us is to ask yourself, we can go to the next slide if you would. What is the one thing you would change in your life if you could in order to set yourself free? Saturn in Capricorn can be that experience of being held back or even just totally limited by something, whether it's a relationship you need to leave or a job that does not reflect your natural way in the world. There's an opportunity for you to totally liberate yourself and to experience a freedom from the known. There's more information about Uranus as we experience it in the world and in our lives in the book that I shared an excerpt from earlier by Jeff Green. And in the next image, you'll see this here, Uranus, Freedom from the Known. So as we're all preparing for this very significant shift of Saturn, the structural nature of consciousness and how we experience the world, the container, in essence, shifting into Aquarius will be a radical change for all of us. So you can get a hold of this book and learn more about it if you don't already have it. And I wish you all a beautiful and liberating new year in 2020. Namaste.